Hey everybody, what's up? It is Friday, April 24th. Yeah. Hope everybody's doing well. All right. Hey, remember my video yesterday when I talked about how you make money going against the headline traders? Yesterday was a good example. That headline popped up about the Gilead drug and everybody panicked and sold the market. When you are in an environment where the fundamentals are bullish or basic conditions are conducive to the market going up, which is what I think we're in right now, then you want to go against those reactions. All right, and that was yesterday was a beautiful setup when we were up. Market was up over 300 points. It closed weak. Everybody panicked. That is a beautiful setup. A beautiful setup. How do I know this? It comes from my years and years of trading in the pits. And so today we had a nice close, and that was good. Conditions are. Let me just mention something here because it's very interesting. I find very interesting. You know, I follow the weekly AAII weekly sentiment. That is the American Association of Individual Investors. You should go to that website, AAII.com. That's a weekly thing that comes out every Wednesday. And it's good because that tracks individual investor sentiment. And it gives you bullish percentages, neutral and bearish. But there's also, if you look at the spread between the bulls and the bears, that's a very interesting relationship there. We've had 9 weeks in a row. Now, I've been tracking this thing. Now, you can go back and get the history on this. But myself, I've been tracking this thing for 3 years. And we have never seen in that 3-year period 9 consecutive weeks of a negative bull-bear spread. So at least my interpretation is there is a lot of embedded pessimism in the market right now. And I think we're going to creep up and creep up and creep up, and then it's going to hit a point, boom, and you're going to see the shorts cover in this market. And again, I say underlying all this because I'm not just talking about market price action. I am talking about basic conditions, the fiscal, the fact that the economies of certain states are starting to open back up. And by the way, this ties in with the whole oil picture as well. Got to start looking at gasoline demand. I mentioned in my last video that the last 2 weeks have seen an increase in gasoline demand. Yes, it's coming off a very low level, but there has been an increase in gasoline demand. As a matter of fact, the last report we got, gasoline demand rose by the largest amount in 5 weeks. Same with distillate. What is distillate? Diesel fuel. That's commerce, okay? So slow indications that these things are starting to pick back up again. So we're in a positive environment right now, and it's going to stay that way. And again, as I said yesterday in the video, well, we don't know. I talked about July. Hey, taxes are due. You know, this was just an extension, a pushback of the time period. It doesn't mean that we don't have to pay those taxes. Mortgage payments are going to be due. Rent payments are going to be due. But there's still a lot of fiscal in the pipeline that has not been sent out yet. So things are developing, but right now it is positive. And one thing I want to talk about, which I wanted to mention this yesterday, but I forgot. And that was, many of you probably have seen the comments from Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell saying, hey, you know what? If the states are having problems, then I think they should just declare bankruptcy. This is absolutely well, first of all, he may be doing this from a political angle to try, that's positioning, right? That's how you go into a negotiation. He's a Republican going into a negotiation ultimately with the Democratic side. you want to go to your extreme first because it's a compromise. But if he truly believes this, it is a recipe for the next Great Depression, to allow states to go bankrupt. It is also by design. We have seen over the last 40 years this movement towards privatization, more and more privatization, and that's exactly what would happen if you allow these states to go bankrupt. That the assets of these states, public assets, which we paid for in taxes, which we own, would be handed over to large corporations, oligarchs, billionaires, whatever. That means the roads, the bridges, the sanitary systems, the water systems, schools, all these things, which we own, okay, which we paid for many times over at this point in taxes that we paid in, we would now be charged for those services. They would no longer be public services. Parks, for example, so many things. Maybe fire, maybe police. You're going to privatize those too? That could happen. That could happen. But here's the thing, Mitch McConnell, and this is to Mitch McConnell. You know, there's 50 states in the United States. And we all these states pay into the federal government. They pay taxes, they pay transfer fees to the federal government, but the federal government also pays some back. But some states get more back from the federal government that they pay in. And Kentucky, hello, Mitch McConnell's state, is one of those states. As a matter of fact, Kentucky is the 5th most dependent state on government transfer payments. In my state, New York or California, yeah, one of the blue states, one of the states that he says, hey guys, just go bankrupt. We support him. My checks to the federal government support his state. All right? And he conveniently ignores this fact. Mitch, you conveniently ignore this fact. And as a matter of fact, many of those red states are states on the receiving end of government transfer payments. We are on the paying end of government transfer payments. So be careful what you say. Be careful what you say. Because who is supporting who right now? Who is bailing out whom? All right? It's not a bailout for the blue states. We pay more in than we get back. His state takes from us. He's a taker. They're a taker. We are a provider. Had to get that off my chest. I don't think it's going to come down to any state bankruptcy. It's been widely castigated, that remark, and attacked, as it should be, because it's stupid. Also, by the way, it just completely ignores the concept of the federal government as an issuer of the currency. There is no constraint on the government's ability to support the states. And if you have a country, ostensibly, that's made up of states, you want to keep it a country, right? Because who knows? What? California has something like the 5th biggest economy in the world. Maybe it's bigger than that. New York's probably up there, right? What if they start issuing their own currency? Because that could happen. You take us out of the pipeline, there are alternatives. So if you want a country, if you want a whole country, you got to do things that keep the country whole. That's just my 2 cents. That's my editorial comment. All right, everybody, go to my website, pitbulleconomics.com. Sign up for a 30-day free trial of MMT Trader. You got to use the concepts and understandings of it puts you, believe me, it puts you way ahead of everybody else. It puts you way ahead of everybody else. Wait till they come out and start talking about the deficit over $1 trillion. I told you that a week ago. All right, but all these numbers, we have it real time. This is like inside information. It is. It's inside information, but it's totally legal. Combined with the proper understanding and the right mental game, and you are way, way ahead of everyone else. All right, stay well, everybody. Have a great weekend. See you on Monday. Bye.